Hi guys, this is Sadik from Droidwin.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to install and run 32-bit apps on your Android phone. So as you might be aware, all the new Android phone comes with a 64-bit architecture, also known as ARM64, and they no longer supports the 32-bit apps. With that said, there exists a nifty workaround using which you could easily install these apps onto your phone. But do note that I have only tried this on a Pixel 6 and 7 series, and there is a high chance that it might not work on any other Android phone. Still, if you want to try it out, then you are more than welcome. Just make sure to take a backup beforehand because the process will wipe off all the data from your phone. So with that in mind, I will take the Flappy Bird app as a reference point. And as you could see, the Flappy Bird app was released way back in 2014, I guess. As you could see, the last version, and it's only made for the ARM V7A, which is the 32-bit app, and there is no 64-bit version of this app. So on the other hand, my Pixel phone is the 64-bit. There is no 32-bit. So I will show you how to install this 32-bit app on my 64-bit Android phone. So with that in mind, let's get started. So guys, before starting, also make sure to take a backup of the persist partition. This is very important. So we have already made a separate guide and a video on the same. You could refer to a guide and then take a backup. This is the video and the guide as well. Take a backup of the persist partition of your phone using a cmd command and then get the job done. And only once you have got the backup of the persist partition, only then move ahead with the next step. First and foremost, you will have to get hold of the same firmware which is currently installed onto your phone. You may get hold of the same from the build number section. So first off, go to the about phone and note down the build number, which is AP38241105 in my case. So download the same firmware which is currently installed onto your phone. So just give me a second. I should be having it here. And this is the firmware. As you could see, it's the same one. In fact, this is the one. Now go to the firmware and you will have to get hold of either the boot file or the init boot file. If your phone came with Android 12 or older version, you have to use the boot img. On the other hand, if it came with Android 13 or higher version, you have to use the init boot file. In my case, the phone came with Android 12, so I'll be using the boot img file. So in case of Pixel phone, you have to use the factory image. Then go inside the images folder, extract the images folder and get the boot or the init boot file and transfer inside the platform tools directory. In case of Xiaomi phones, you have to download the fastboot ROM, then extract it. Upon extraction, you will get the .tgz format, extract by a 7-zip, and you will get the .tar file. Again, do an extraction, and then you will get a folder along the following lines. Go inside that folder and then go to the images folder and again either get hold of the boot or the init boot depending on the requirement. Finally, in case of OnePlus, the firmware will be in a payload bin file. So use the fastboot enhance tool and transfer the payload bin file inside the fastboot enhance folder. Now launch the tool via the exe file. Let me launch it once again. So launch it via the exe file and go to the payload dumper tab, click on browse and choose the payload bin file, click on open. Now go to the partition tab and choose the boot or the init boot depending on the requirement. So just give me a second. Let me choose any files from here. It should be somewhat here. So either let's say the boot file, check mark, allow incremental and click on extract image, choose the location, click OK. So once you have done the extraction from the same firmware which is currently installed onto your phone, you have to transfer the file inside the platform tools directory. In my case, I'm using the boot img file. Once that is done, let's move on with the next step. So we are done with the step 2 as well. Now you have to get hold of the Magisk Zygote. This is not the official Magisk, but it's a modification of Magisk. All thanks to the XDH senior member, Nameless Funder. So get hold of the Magisk file from here. And once you've got the Magisk file, you have to install the Magisk onto your phone. But before that, if you are already rooted, then please remove the root from your phone. Whether it's Magisk, kernel issue or a patch, please make sure to remove the root on your phone. In my case, the phone is not rooted, so I can move ahead with the next step. So please remove the root from your phone if you are already obtained root and then only move ahead. So now moving on, transfer the Magisk Zygote file onto your phone. So just give me a second. This is the Magisk Zygote file, and apart from that, you also have to transfer the stock boot img file which you have extracted from the firmware. So let me transfer this file onto my phone as well. Change it to file transfer, and now let's get the job done. So let me remove this file first, and now you could see I have both the boot img file as well as the Magisk Zygote file. So let's install first and foremost the Magisk Zygote. The patching is the same as you do with the official Magisk. The step for that is the same. This is the Magisk Zygote. Let's install the app. Once installed, you might get a warning prompt. Tap on install anyway. And the app is installed. Now tap on open. Allow. Now tap on install next to Magisk. Select and patch a file. Choose either the boot IMG or the init boot file which you have placed, depending on your phone. So again, I'm repeating. If your phone came with Android 12 or older version, use the boot file, or else use the init boot file. In my case, I have to use the boot file, so I'm choosing that. Then tap on let's go, and Magisk Zygote will now patch the file and place inside the downloads folder. Let me have a look there. So this is the downloads folder on my phone. Okay, so I have a couple of files. This is the Magisk patch file. Let me verify it once, ending with D2EYR. This is something different. So this is the file in my case. Once you have got the file, copy it and transfer it inside the platform tools directory. So once that is done, also rename it to something shorter for the ease of convenience. Let's rename it to MP, which stands for Magisk Patch.img. Let's rename it in lowercase. So mp.img. Now let's move ahead, and now you have to boot your phone to the fastboot mode to flash this file. For booting to fastboot, you have to open the CMD window inside the platform tools directory. You may get hold of the platform tools from my guide and extract it onto your PC. Once that is done, type in CMD in the address bar and hit enter. This will launch the command prompt window. If that does not happen, open CMD from start menu, copy the path of platform tools, and now type in cd space, paste the path here, and we are inside the platform tools. Now type in adb reboot bootloader and hit enter, and your phone should now reboot into fastboot mode. So just give it a few seconds and then we will be in the fastboot mode. So at this point, make sure that you have taken a backup beforehand, because we are now going to do a wipe as well. And currently we now have to flash the patch file, but along with the flashing, you could see that we also have to do a format data. So this is the command. The -w parameter stands for the wipe. So we will flash the boot file or the init boot file and also do a wipe at the same time. So since I am flashing the boot file, I will use the second command. If you are using the init boot file, use the first command and make sure to rename the file name accordingly. In our case, the file name is MP. So let me first rename the file accordingly. So the file name is mp.img in our case. And now simply copy the entire command and let's paste the command in the CMD window. And your phone will undergo a wipe and the file will be flashed onto your phone, erasing user data. Once that is done, you could now reboot your phone to the OS. So either use the fastboot reboot command or simply hit the power key and your phone will now boot to the OS. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some time. This is because your phone has undergone a reset. So it will set up from scratch. So let's just wait for that to happen. So guys, we are now inside the OS. Let's set up the phone quickly. If you want, you must link your Wi-Fi, then link your Google account, restore all the data. But for now, I'm skipping that just to speed up the process. So let's wait for a few more seconds. Skip this as well. And we are now inside the OS. Now your first course of action is to transfer the Magisk Zygote APK file onto your phone once again. So let me do that. It will take a few seconds. So the file is here. Let's transfer it onto our phone. Shared storage. Let's paste it here. And once that is done, you will now have to once again install the app. So open the File Manager app on your phone, the Google Files app. Allow internal storage. This is the file. Settings. Allow from this source. Tap on install. The app will now be installed onto your phone and will take only a few seconds. Once that is done, tap on open and you will now get prompt. Require additional setup. Just tap on OK and your phone will automatically reboot to the OS within 5 seconds. So let it happen, and after it restarts, the entire process is now complete, and then you can install the app of your choice without any issue whatsoever. I'll show you that as well. So now the boot up will not take that much longer because we are done with the initial setup process. Now you just have to get hold of the any 32-bit app of your choice. In my case, as I've told you, I'm using the Flappy Bird APK file, which only supports the ARM ABI v7a, which is the 32-bit and not the 64-bit. So let me show you how to install that app onto my phone. First off, let's launch the Magisk app. And as you could see, it's now installed onto my phone. And now you may either simply install the app of your choice or use this command. After this command, you should now get the output including the ARM64 v8a. So I'll show you that. Let's first try to install the app and then see whether it works for us or not. So the reason why we had chosen the Flappy Bird APK was not only just because it's a 32-bit app, but also because it has some restriction based on the Android OS version as well. So for installing such app, you have to bypass two mechanisms. First off, you have to bypass the architecture limitation as well, which I have shown you just now. And after that, you will also have to bypass the target OS version or the SDK version. In our case, you could see it's the target Android 4.0.3 ice cream sandwich, which is quite old, but the current OS version in my case is Android 15. So now that we have bypassed the architecture, you will now have to bypass the OS version. Simply installing the APK at this point in time might not work. Still, let me see if it works or not. So this is the APK file, and if I try to install the APK now, you could see it's not being installed now because we have only bypassed the architecture variant, but we have not bypassed the OS build. So now we have to bypass the OS as well. But first, let's verify that we have actually bypassed the architecture as well. For verifying that, you could simply use this command as I've shown you in the beginning. So what you have to do is, so first off, you have to open the CMD window inside the platform tools directory. So let me do that as well. Let me copy the path from here and paste it here. Now first off, type in ADB shell. You might get a prompt on your phone. Tap on OK. Next up, you have to type in SU. You will now get a Magisk prompt. Tap on grant. And finally, you could now simply copy paste this command onto your CMD window and hit enter. And the value, as you could see, we have finally got the CPU AB list, in which the first one is the get property of ROZygote, which is 64_32. So both are there, 64-bit and 32-bit as well. But the most important is the second line, which is the get property RO vendor product CPU AB list. In the CPU list, you could see we now have the ARM64 as well, ARM64 V8A. This is the 64-bit architecture. So with this, we have checkmarked the requirement, but we still have to bypass the OS version as well. This is only required, the OS version is only required for some older APK, which are extremely old. For example, it's more than 10 years old. So that is why I have to bypass the OS as well. In some cases, simply bypassing the CPU architecture might get the job done. But since I have shown you in my case, that is not possible because even after doing an install, I cannot install it. So now I have to move over to the next step. The next step involves installing the APK file by bypassing the OS version as well. So for that, what you have to do is, let me show you. This is my guide for bypassing the OS version. So first and foremost, transfer the APK file inside the platform tools directory. Just give me a second. This is the Flappy Bird APK. Transfer it inside the platform tools folder. For the ease of convenience, rename it to something shorter. Let's rename it to app, and the complete name becomes app.apk. And now you have to go to my guide. I will link this guide in my video description and paste the command here. Just replace the app name by the required app. In my case, the app name is app itself, so I could easily copy paste the entire command. So let's paste the command here. Make sure to unlock the phone because you might get a warning sign that this app is for an not safe and should not be installed. So you might have to tap on install anyway. So please keep the phone unlocked. And now paste the command here. Again, I'm repeating. Okay, you have to paste the command from scratch. But in this window, we are inside the ADB shell, so the command will not work. So you have to open a new CMD window, and inside that CMD window, you could only paste the command. So keep these points in mind. These are extremely important. Let me paste it here, and now I could paste the command from here in the CMD window and keep the phone unlocked as well. You might or might not get a prompt, but still keep the phone unlocked. Now hit the enter key, and the app has now been installed onto my phone. I did not got any prompt, but you might get a prompt, so make sure to tap on install anyway. And this is the Flappy Bird. Open it, tap on continue, and the app might get closed. This is quite normal, I suppose. Again, launch the app. Now you will get a prompt that this app is not compatible. Check the latest version of the Android. So tap on OK. Again, tap on OK, and let's verify the result now. Give it a few seconds, and as you could see, we are now inside the Flappy Bird and it's running well and good. So just let me score 1. Okay, it's done now. So as you could see, for this app and most of the older apps, you have to carry out 2 tasks. First off, you have to bypass the architecture and make sure that the app is then compatible with the 32-bit architecture as well, or rather the 64-bit architecture. Once you have spoofed that, you will then have to bypass the OS limitation as well, so that you could easily install the app onto your phone. You cannot simply install the app using this command without making sure to bypass the architecture as well, because these two are completely different thing. This is with regards to the CPU architecture and this is the OS. So you have to bypass most of the requirement, and only after that you could get the job done. So guys, on that note, I round up this video. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section. And just to round off once, if your phone is currently obtained root, remove the root and then once again obtain root via the Magisk Zygote app. Then you have to do a format data as well, the command of which I have given over here. This will flash the patch file and do a format data as well, then do a reboot. And after the reboot, you will then be able to install any 64-bit app of your choice, depending whether the app is older or not. If the app is way too much old, then you will also have to bypass the OS requirement, and you may do the bypass of the OS from this guide. Use this command to bypass the OS as well. Simply using this guide will only bypass the CPU architecture. You may verify the CPU architecture as well by this command, and as you could see, I have now got the ARM64V8A as well. So with this, we have bypassed the CPU architecture, and then the ADB install command, bypass low target SDK, will help you install the old APK as well. So guys, on that note, we round up this video. Again, I'm repeating, we have only tested this tweak on the Pixel 6 and the 7 series. I am not quite sure whether it will work on any other phone or not. If you want to try it out, then please take a backup of all the data on your phone and only then proceed ahead. And on that note, we round up this video. Thanks a lot for watching.